Mr. Wilkinson.
Present.
Mr. Gallagher.
Here.
Quorum is present.
As you desire, please stand for the invocation. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, we come to you today in prayer that we wish to thank you for all the blessings we enjoy. We ask that you be with us as we do the business of the county, go with us in our individual lives, and help us be better people. All this in Jesus' name, amen.
Have some sad news this morning. One of our regular attendees died. And Charles is a good man. Miss him. Anyway, our consent agenda is the minutes of last week's meeting, monthly and annual report from the county clerk, disposal of assets of old printers from both the assessor and the auditor, disposal of broken chair. Last week we had 4 broken chairs from 4 judges. Now we have 1 broken chair from 1 circuit clerk. I don't know what's going on. Certificate of training from the coroner and from the past coroner, and the appointment order for Christine Nosley from the child support. Motion?
And I'd second that.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Thank you. We have the first item. There was no agenda, tabled agenda. We have a request for proposal from the healthcare, and I understand none were received. Is that true?
That's correct, and I believe Mr. Crump's here that might have some suggestion action.
Good morning, Jamie.
Good morning.
Mr. Crump, I wasn't used to that.
Hold on a second. Yeah, I was gonna say, this is,
I wanted to skip all that on my phone. We do have an option, since none come in, the current contract we have with Advanced Correctional Healthcare had proposed a renewal option on our current plan. And so I'm going to get with them. There's some things I'm looking at that may be adding to that current plan. And then, so if we could just wait until the next meeting to come in so I can sit and talk with them and work this stuff out.
would you like to have something on the agenda for that?
Yes, or we don't have to table it. We can add that to it as we get the information.
More information about it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, and Stanley Security Company, been in contact with them. They're the ones that's coming in and redoing our intercom system and our door mechanism system. And they'll be coming in, working on that and getting that all updated in the near future.
Okay. Now, is this part of the new construction?
No, this is something we talked about at the meeting you guys voted on back in
It's an upgrade of what we had.
June. Yeah, it's an upgrade
Okay.
through the current company we have. It's also a state contract that we have. They're coming in, doing this revision of the system, bringing it up to date. Everything in there was at end of life.
So are we gonna have to have a motion for the emergency letter? Purchase letter? That's what the agenda says.
Well, we don't know what the dollar amount is on
What's that?
the Stanley.
No, we don't. It's in the meeting minutes.
And it's-
That's there, and it was approved by you guys in June.
Okay, so we don't have to add.
Yeah, so we're good on that.
You're talking about a different agenda item.
This is a different agenda.
Okay.
That's for maintenance, not the jail.
Okay.
If I could ask you,
It says hand fees.
the status of the isolation cells?
It is going real well. When I was in there, what were they doing? Finishing up some plumbing. They were bringing in some cabinets for the officers' station, but they're going quick and it's going well.
And when's it going into use?
I don't know. As soon as it gets completed, they move out, then we'll immediately go to using it. That any intake coming in will go through that area to make sure they don't have the COVID system before they have COVID, before they get inside the jail.
Well, it's a very good job. I mean, you couldn't tell it had been added on if you looked at it from outside.
Exactly.
It's a very good
It's,
job.
they've
So everybody looks 40 years old, huh?
But it's going well. Thank you for asking. Any other questions?
And I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
I have a question. You said you received a proposal to renew the current contract, is that right?
Yes.
I think it's in the old contract.
The old contract
As an option.
as an option.
So is there a reason why they didn't submit it with the RFPs?
That you would have to ask them.
No, you would have to ask them.
That's the whole reason it went out for request for proposal is if they wanted the option to renew, they should have submitted a proposal to be opened.
So we'll need, I guess, just rebid it?
Well,
Yeah.
Well, if it's in the contract that it's already agreed upon,
That's
that we
all
can
right.
extend that, maybe that's why they didn't bother with sending in the request.
That is,
well, but we're required to send that proposal out for that service. So if they wanted to be considered, the proposal should have came to the commission and not directly to.
We can't
Mr.
just
Carter.
extend that contract if that's in the old contract,
Well, not if you requested proposals for a new service,
but we didn't get any.
Well, is.
but Jamie did, it sounds like. They sent it directly to him instead
No,
of to
this
the commission.
renewal come in, how long ago was it, Sheriff?
Well, it's built into the old contract we've had for the last several times. That's at the end of the contract, it's renewable or not.
at our option.
At our
Right.
option.
Okay.
The thing he's talking about adding is different than the old one, it's adding something to that contract.
Jamie, you're gonna
If
come up with a
possible.
proposal? You're gonna come up with a proposal for them? For the
It
next
will,
meeting?
I will, this stuff that I'm wanting to do, they may not even be able to do. I was hoping the proposals would, on the bid, would come in. Why they chose not to, I don't know.
Well, I don't have a desired outcome for the rebid it or whatever, but if you bid it again and nobody bids again, we're right back where we started from.
Exactly, and that's why I was thinking we had that renewal come in a long time ago. And
But would that
I wanted
violate
to,
our?
Well, that's just a notice to renew, that if no other action was taken, that we could renew, however action was taken to seek out proposals for a new
Okay,
service, so therefore they should have submitted a proposal to be considered.
so we can make a motion and approve an extension of the current contract today. And, then that would be in the minutes that we've accepted an extension of the existing contract.
When will it expire, the current?
it's in a year, isn't it, Dan?
I think so.
Okay, David?
You sent them out for a bid, correct?
Right.
I'm just saying, city works a lot different than county, I understand that. But if you send them out for bid, you could give an extension on the proposal unless they bid that job the same way everybody else bid, I think. And you mentioned, you guys know more than I do. so-
But you're not sure that they can provide the service that you're looking for, right?
The additional
They could, but is it gonna be the amount we could pay for? I was just trying to be transparent, putting this stuff out.
Well, that's your problem.
Just like nothing, you know, I wanted to give everybody an opportunity on this proposal, which was pretty, had a lot of stuff added in.
When's the contract in?
The end of
End
the
of the
month.
year. So the 29th is about the only time we could even consider it, and not be in lapse.
Well, what if we had a motion to extend our current contract and with the additional possible added work on it, and then got that passing in the minutes, and then that way we're ready to go. if
That would
all
be
goes
fine.
well. Can we do that? Any problem with that?
I
That's
move
fine.
that we extend the contract until we can get this lined out, find out if they can do it.
We have ran into this before, and it's not like December 31st, they're gonna say, okay, you got nothing now. I mean, they've worked with all the companies to do, until we get this worked out.
You have a motion?
I have a motion
If you have a
to
second.
extend the contract and with the possible addition of other work. Okay, any questions?
I think our question is, with the request for the proposal, why did not the current contractor submit a request? Our response would be, apparently they're not interested. Or they consider that their current contract is automatically renewed. So at some point, somebody in that department needs to question them as to why they didn't.
I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
So, another question, the services you're wanting to add, were those included in the RFP that you solicited?
Yes.
Okay, well then, as long as it was bid and nobody bid, then you could add those services too. The state statute says you have to give competitive option
Right.
to everybody.
Mhm.
If nobody submits bids, then you're welcome to choose who you like.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, I have a motion and a second to extend our current contract with the possible additions as you negotiate with them. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye, thank you.
Thank you, Gene.
Okay, emergency purchase letter, this is for our no-touch trailers, and we need this in the minutes, this was done, and.
I guess we could always tell them to take them out, because they're already been installed.
Moving right along.
Well, this is part of this has to be paid for by the end of the year to be
Yeah,
covered.
Right.
but it exceeded our $6,000, and we needed the rush on it, so it's sole source provider. And it was the Stanley Company that Jamie's talking about, so.
I would move that we give Commissioner Gallagher the authority to pursue the emergency letter.
And I'd second that motion.
Okay, any questions? All in favor, aye? Aye. Thank you, it has been done. Sole source provider, Alpha Media, we exceeded $6,000 with some ads and plus some other work we'd had done with them, so we need to approve that in a minute too.
And so the motion would be to override the $6,000 limit in this case? Okay, I make that motion.
Second?
I'll second.
Any questions? Yes, ma'am.
You would be approving them as a sole source provider for the $6,000
source
limit.
Go ahead, Lonnie.
Right, and the reason it qualifies for is if you're advertising on a specific radio station or newspaper, they are the only ones that can provide messaging to their listenership or their readership. If that's what that's what you said you were after. That's what we were after in because part of this was the elections. That's what we were after. We did several radio stations to get different contact people that live in Park Hills, people, listen to Louis' show, people that live, and they were the only ones who could provide that listenership.
Any questions? All in favor, aye? Aye. Purchase of a new trailer, Road and Bridge.
John Gross, Highway Administrator. We would like approval to purchase another trailer identical to this one for the 2021 budget year. It is an item that has been budgeted for 2021. This purchase would come out of the Sourcewell Competitive Bidding Group. The price would be $16,963.84, which is about $100 more than we paid for this current trailer a year ago.
Is that a dovetail in that picture?
Yes.
They're down.
Actually, this trailer, this front right here is stationary. This whole deck tilts.
So, and the new one will do that too.
It'll be identical to that trailer right there.
So it's not a folding dovetail, it's,
The whole back of the trailer
it's not-
tilts.
Okay, I
Yes.
didn't know that, okay.
On the recommendation of the Highway Administrator, I move that we approve the purchase.
I would second that, but I'll have a comment here.
Any questions?
Not comment, maybe a question. You're requesting it to be purchased in next year's budget?
2021.
Okay.
It's gonna take about 10 weeks for us to get this trailer.
I see.
So we're gonna start the process now.
No problem.
Okay. When you pull up that with your mini, will your tracks go up onto that and pull it down?
The back end of the trailer will set flush with the ground.
But the
Yes.
mini pulls it down.
No, when you pull the pin, it'll just automatically
Yeah, okay.
tilt down. Very slow, it's got a hydraulic assist when you pull up on it so it doesn't slam down.
Yes?
I got a question. Did they bid that, was that purchased local?
This, no, it was purchased through Sourcewell, which is a competitive bidding agency. Basically, all the bidding process is taken care of through
Is the
through
local
this.
in on that, or they can't come?
They can be if they choose to be part of that agreement. It used to be called, I think, NJPA, correct, Amber? And now it's Sourcewell. So what it does, it provides,
at?
where they at?
Oh, it's just.
It's nationwide.
Okay, you bid it through.
Yes.
Okay.
So this trailer actually come from St. Louis, Van Keppel. But what it is, anybody can choose to be part of Sourcewell,
Mhm.
and that just offers the lowest price that they can to any municipality.
Very good, I see, so.
If the vendors choose to participate and be a member
Right.
of this
The
program.
local ones can then if they.
If
they want to.
They would just have to submit bids for the specific items, and then Sourcewell then
Does any
provides
other
the
member
lowest
try?
vendor as the selection.
Oh, in the past, yeah, several have.
Okay, did I get a motion on that?
Yes.
And any other questions? Have a motion second to allow the road and bridge to go ahead and order this trailer for next year's delivery. All in favor, aye? Aye, thank you so much. Request to hire an administrator, an Administrative assistant, one, okay, for a public administrator's office. This will be $2 an hour less than the last person in that job was making. And, experience in the field. Any motion?
I move that we act on the request by the public administrator for that position, and I'll read that
At that pay rate.
at that.
Okay. Yeah, second.
Second.
Any questions?
Is this a 30-hour-a-week job, 40-hour-a-week job? What is it?
I think it's 35.
Okay. You're saying 35?
Well, that's what the other ones are, I think.
I had to double check that, I'm pretty sure it is. Okay, any other questions? All in favor, aye? Thank you. Discussion and possible approval, maybe not, of purchasing a laptop computer for a new corner. No, I was thinking about Kevin's thing when I said that about the election. Okay, our, IT?
Yeah, coming to my understanding, we're trying to make a new corner use Weber Road, and we're also allowing him to use the funeral home as well. Okay. Instead of doing 2 computers at both locations, I recommend that we buy docking stations for each location and buy a laptop for the corner. That way he can keep all the stuff with him no matter where he's at. All he has to do is just connect it to this thing. It'll look just like a regular desktop for him. We'll probably do a state bid that we use with SHI, state approved, to get all this done. I know we got some quotes already for them. I don't have the numbers on me, but I know with everything, it's probably close to that 6,000 mark. So with all the equipment.
If we're using the state or some other thing that's already been authorized, we don't have to get their permission to bid.
If it's over 6,000, you have to get,
It'll be over 6,000.
It'll be close. Like I said, I don't know exactly. It might
Put
be,
it in the minutes.
so
Put it in the minutes.
that way we can go ahead and get it going and have everything ready by January 1st.
If you decide to do it in form of a motion to buy and authorize to get the bids for that.
Okay.
Move that we approve the purchase.
And I'd second the motion.
Now, minutes will reflect that if it goes over 6,000, that's your approval.
Okay, well, whether or not it goes over 6,000.
Right, but not the exact amount yet until we get it.
Okay, while we got the IT up here, a week or 2 ago or longer, we authorized approval to buy a projector and new unit. This flashing is because of our projector, so that's due to be changed
Yeah,
pretty quickly.
it's been ordered and we're just waiting for a shipment this time of year with Christmas and everything. It's just hard to get it in normally.
This unit's failing.
Yeah, I thought this was used when we put it up here.
Correct. To my knowledge, I think we got it from Circuit Clerk
Yeah.
across over the street.
So
And
we've
it was
got to
probably
do
about 5 or 6
It's
years
had a
old.
life, it's had a life, so.
So you definitely get your money's worth.
Any questions on this proposal today? Yes?
will this be bought out of this year's budget or 2021's budget?
This year's budget,
And is that available in his budget?
it's gonna come out of the IT department, so that way we'll make control.
Any other questions?
The reason I ask is we're gonna be doing an inventory of the corners with him
Right.
leaving office, and
And-
we'll need that information on file as far as,
Right, I was over there last week for email issues, and all their equipment that they had there that I noticed is probably 5 or 6 years old. So we're just updating every single thing with that.
I was just saying, well, that'll
Right.
need to be updated before.
Yes, I'm
Yeah,
meeting
wow.
with them Monday the 28th to get everything taken care of and do inventory of what they had and what pretty much is not gonna be useful for us.
Okay, any other questions? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Thank you. Here's one that was smart alecky saying a while ago we may not choose to do, but allow bid election supplies for general election, municipal election.
If you would like to have an election April 6th,
Yeah.
we have to bid the supplies like every year. That's probably gonna be the sole supplier, but yeah. One of the things that you may or may not give a rip about, one of the bills that's pretty hot right now is to eliminate April elections. And put
Eliminating what?
April elections. The purpose for that is the legislatures feel that the superintendents put issues on the April ballot when only 10 or 12% of the people participate rather than on the November ballot when it's passed times 60 some odd percent, and they don't think that's a way to do it, is to cherry pick to try to get as least as possible and get the teachers out to pass bond issues. But I don't know if it's going to happen, but that's one of the biggest bills that they're going to debate this year.
How would we pursue the elections?
And I'd second that.
Any questions? Many, many years ago, when I was on the school board, that was a strong technique to try to, like you say, cherry pick the election, something was gonna be.
In my opinion, they're going about it the wrong way though, because we changed that you cannot, when I was in the, you could not use the August ballot or the February ballot. You could use the same provision and eliminate going for the, without eliminating the April ballot, you could have the local schools and everything else, cities on the April ballot, but only authorize a bond issue passage to be done in a general election. So, I mean, that would be a way to do it, with only changing two things in the
Well, without changing state law, I have a second, a motion and a second to allow you to do these elections tomorrow. Any other questions? All in favor, aye? Okay, next meeting, next week, right here. And here's our closings, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Wish you all a very Merry Christmas. Other than correspondence? Other comments? Yes. Start with your name, please.
Sure. Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Sally Bartnett-Bachman, and I'm with Cochran Engineering here locally. We have an office in Farmington, and just wanted to introduce myself. I've met many of you commissioners before at other meetings, but just wanted to stop by. And as a local engineering firm, we're working with several cities over the course of many years. Our office has been here since 2016. We're over on Maple Street. But I'll leave some qualifications for you so that you get to understand a little bit more who we are. But we're a very well-established firm that's been extremely successful gathering grants and funding and completing projects with Bonne Terre, Farmington, Deloge, Park Hills. So just want to wish you a Merry Christmas and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do you have a copy of that for each of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, lay them up there and we appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, any other public comments? Any departmental reports? Yes, Dan?
We'll let everybody know our makeup day for Shopwood Cop is this afternoon at 1 o'clock, Deloge Walmart. We had a tremendous turnout for our main day on the last week, and we done 370, 80 kids, and we'll have another 150 or so this afternoon. Terrible thing that there's a need for it in the county. We're certainly glad that we can provide that service for those kids.
So those
You're
numbers throw
all
you,
welcome to come out and participate if you'd like.
those numbers throw you well over 500 for the year.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate you on that. Okay, any other departmental reports? Yeah.
An approved budget will be uploaded to the website hopefully sometime this week with the changes from the hearing last week. And we just want to let everybody know that was going to
The
be available.
2021 budget will be published, okay. All right, anything else? Okay, I got a little bit more reverential photo this time. And I think that's a stance that we should all take when we get sworn in. Anyway.
I can do it.
Move to adjourn.
Second? You have a second? Okay. All in favor, aye? Thank you, appreciate y'all.